Yu-Gi-Oh! Is one of the most complex card games to get into. With over 10,000 cards and 20 types of them, it's easy to see why. Join me on my journey where I spend £30 a week with only Konami sealed products to build my Yu-Gi-Oh! Collection again from scratch. Alright, let's get today's opening over with. So, hopefully the intro was satisfactory, and let me explain what's going on here. So, we got some sleeves, and we got 6 structure decks to open today. You may have noticed that probably costs more than 30 quid, and let me explain why, and that's why this episode is going to be episode 0. So, I intended to start the series in the summer, but due to the whole COVID situation, and the fact that I was on holiday, so I couldn't pick up any more cards, I couldn't really start it. So what I ended up buying was a few sealed products, but never actually opening them. So realistically, this should really be week 1 and week 2's episode, but instead of splitting in 2 weeks, I'm just going to call this episode 0. We'll be starting the structure deck, and we'll actually open some interesting products for episode 1. Alright, so let me just crack this open, and we'll get talking. Alright, I was waiting for this for a while. So, today we're going to be opening 3 Makino Manners and Kyber Reloaded. Oh, sorry, just Kyber actually. So, for those of you who don't know, the ABC cards come from the Soul Kyber Structure deck, which is the main focus of the first deck of the series. And yeah, and the real reason why I got Mechanized Manners, except for just having good machine synergy cards, is because this on its own is practically unplayable in 2020. So my original plan was week 1 we would start with a Mechanized Madness, and then we would open some Dual Overload for Union Carrier and that, and then we'll open Cell Kyber. But because the structure deck was old and the reprint was low in stock, I decided to grab these. So these are the unlimited versions. And the total came to about 65 quid, and 72 if you include shipping. But yeah, that's why we have so much to open today. And obviously they're structure decks, so you know what's going to be in each one. But what I'm going to do for you guys is I'm going to open one of each, and I'll talk through the good cards in it, and I'll show you guys the deck I'm going to make out of this at the end. So let's crack into the Mechanized Madness. They actually made these really small now, look at the size comparison. The Mechanized Madness is maybe 3/4 of the size, maybe even 2/3 of the size of Kyber deck. No idea why they did that, but anyway, let's crack open the wrapper. Right, what we got? So we got Legacy of the Duelist, some Duel Links crap. Oh, Eternity Code, cool. Right, anyway, so that goes there. Alright, so we've got our first card, Citadel, and I'll just go through real quick. So that's Citadel, Possessor Storage, Air Raider, Machina Redeployment, Unauthorized Reactivation, Irradiator, the OG Machina Fortress, Gear Frame, Peacekeeper, Force, Megaform, Cannon, Soldier, Sniper, Defender, Commander Covington. Jizuku is actually really good, but we're probably not going to play it straight away. Hustle Russell, no idea what that is. Birdman is also a nice target for Hulk if all the good ones get banned. Scrap Recycler, now this is a really strong card. And then Lefty Driver, this will be more useful once we get Hulk Fibrax or like literally just any link. And we got the Despot 1 and 3, Mecha Defense Perimeter, Armored Unit, Iron Core, Iron Draw, Magna Reverse, Limited Removal, Ties of the Brethren. This is a really good card in a variant of Magic Muskets. Avarice we'll use later, perhaps. Cosmic Cyclone is a really good side deck. And then we got Machina Overdrive, Cyber Summon Blaster, Back to the Front. Can you get two of these things? Well, anyway. Trap Trick, Begun Knave, and Solemn Shrike. A common reprint, it kind of looks ugly in common, but I'll take it. Alright, so that is the Machina Structure deck. Let's crack open the Kyber one. Oh, there we are. The other one was missing the handbook because the Asper one was smaller. Do they not print these anymore? Do they just print them in the... Do they just print them in the map now? Right, what are these? No, there's nothing, there's like no instructions on here about how to play. So like, back in my day, every structure deck came with something like this. It's like a little handbook. I mean, it's useless obviously, but it's interesting to look at the very least. But anyway, so we'll get cracking. So we're gonna pop this to one side. Oh boy, A to Z Dragon Buster Cannon. Maybe one day we'll try to summon this in a fun episode, but this card isn't very good, so. It'll probably look cool in a binder though. Right, anyway. Let's crack open the stuff here. Right, so we've got the fusions, the card that we really came here for, APC Dragon Buster. One copy of A, B, and C, of course. And then we got, let's put the useless ones to one side. We got Heavy Mech Support Armor, X, Y, and Z. Heavy Mech Support Platform, Blue Eyes, because of course this is a Kyber structured deck. Lord of the Kaiser Glider, Vampire Lord, Enraged Battle Rocks, Despero Imp, Petenville Clown, Interplanetary Purpley Thorny Dragon. Try saying that fast 3 times. Blizzard Dragon, Keeper of the Shrine, Luster Dragon, Union Hanger, what a great card. Marriage Supervisor Blue Bush, Shreem, Flu Summoning Dragon, Silent Doom, Shrink, Enemy Controller, Megamorph, Limited Removal, Frontline Base is also pretty strong. Union Scramble, Crush Card Virus, and Negate Attack, Ring of Destruction, Interdimensional Matter Transporter, Cloning, Final Attack Order, Quarter Haunted, Rollout, Beam Dash, XYZ Dragon Cannon, XY Dragon Cannon, XZ Dragon Cannon. Cool. Probably not going to be using those. Alright. So that's the 2 products we're going to reopen today. I'm going to crack the rest of these open and make the deck, and I'll come back to you guys afterwards. Alright, so I'm back. I've cracked open all the products, and yeah, let's get into the build. So, starting off with the monsters, we got 3 copies of Air Raider, 2 copies of Citadel, 2 copies of Machina Fortress, 1 copy of Megaform and Radiator, and those are the Machina monsters. Moving on to the ABCs, we got 3 A's, 3 B's, and 3 C's. Pretty simple. And to wrap up the monsters in the list, we got 3 Recyclers, really strong starter, should be in pretty much every machine deck. And then we have the spells, we're running 3 Hanger, 3 unauthorized reactivations, and 3 Machina redeployments, the Tribal Search. Right, cool. So those are the monsters and the spells. Moving on to the main deck traps. We got 3 strikes, 3 trap trick, 3 back to the front, and to round it off we have Machina Overdrive. And yeah, that's it. That is the main deck. So in terms of the extra, it's very simple. We just got 2 ABCs. Obviously, I will run 3, but the banlist decided that ABCs were apparently too powerful still to have Buster at 3, but anyway. And then finally we go side deck, we're running 3 Yugiohs for monsters and 3 Cyclone. So for our first iteration of deck, I decided to go with a pretty going first heavy build with all the traps and stuff. I think it'll work out quite nicely. I think particularly the trap lineup probably will get changed pretty heavily and pretty quickly. Maybe I just won't run traps at all in the favor of a more combo style deck, or maybe I'll go the other way and make 1-card engines for ABCs and go trap heavy. But yeah, that's it for episode 0. I'll get. Well, you'll notice if there's any time left on this video, if there's gameplay or not. But if I can get any gameplay, then I'll try to get gameplay. But I am in the UK, and in the UK we haven't got locals open yet, so it'll either be online or remote duels. So there's not going to be any locals, which is actually okay for me because I still don't know how I'm going to record locals. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that little opening. I hope to see you guys either in gameplay or in the next episode. I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye. So, welcome to the games. So for round 1, we lose the rock, paper, scissors, and we'll make it second. And here is where you find that we're against sealed only dinosaurs. Our opponent here goes for normal dino plays, ending on the board of Pentastag, UTC, and a set back row, which normally wouldn't be too bad to play through if you were playing a natural deck, which of course with only a structure deck, our deck is not looking too hot. We're still trying to play through it, and we opened it quite well. We opened the Hanger, we opened the Machina Searcher, a Shrike, a Recycler, a B, and a C. So I was hoping to play through this. I make a slight blunder. I do end up wiping his board, but I kind of forgot UTC has a quick effect to flip everything face down, so we got Survivor turn, and we could have probably won this, if I'm honest, if we had actually kept our board after this turn, but the only issue here is Dino has quite a bit of recursion, and that's pretty much exactly what happens here in this game. I have a strike set, and we just blew it too early. That's all I can say about this game, really. We burned our strike too early, we didn't save it for the second or even the third UTC, and because of that we effectively lose the game. So our opponent here is just searching for the extra deck. I don't know why does it take you so long, to be quite honest. Right, okay. So he almost Megalo Smasher, he links them off, and he eventually gets to a Decode Talker off the Link Spider. Because obviously you can only summon Decode Talker with effect monsters, and fearing the negate from Decode Talker, we burn the strike on it, which was very premature, and we just kind of lose to the second UTC, so I just decided to admit defeat there. and go into game 2. So going to game 2, we started in 3 Jizukirus, and we chose to go first. This hand isn't as good as the game 1 hand because we don't have Union Hanger. We do open a Scrap redeployment, and we end on the board. That is not very impressive. We end on Fortress. I think it's a set either Overdrive or Shrike, and a Recycler. What we should have realistically done was pitch a card for redeployment to search Fortress and Citadel, which we didn't do. So we ended up just kind of getting outgrinded by dinos. Several drowning mirror forces, sorry, not drowning, quaking mirror forces was taken to the face, and that was what she wrote for this game. Alright, for match number 2, we're going up against Paleofrog, and we actually win the rock, paper, scissors for one, and we choose to go first, because obviously Paleos is a trap deck, and you usually don't want to let trap decks get set up. So we make a pretty big blunder here. We set a second copy of Union Hanger because we can't do anything after getting impumped. Honestly, looking back, this is probably one of the stupidest things I could have done. I should have just kept the hanger on board. I actually have no idea why I decided to set the other one. But eventually what's happening is we use our overdrive. Our opponent sets full pass because it's Paleo Frogs, so you just kind of set. And the issue here is our opponent has way too many interruptions. He can basically change to anything we do. We try to activate Hanger, but he has a Paleo Olenoids, I think that's called, which essentially lets him pop our field spell without doing anything, and afterwards we just get grinded down. I didn't show it, but we just get grinded down with toads. There wasn't much we can do, so we'll move on the game to siding 3 cyclones, and we should just go first again. We did open, I think it was double cyclone, but oh wait, no, it wasn't this game where we opened double cyclone. But anyway, we'll go first. We will see a Citadel and a set Overdrive here. It is not the worst thing in the world, but nor is it that amazing, if I'm totally honest. Realistically, I'm not expecting to win any games these first few episodes, but I gave it my best shot. We ended up getting, once again, outgrinded by Paleos. Like, their recursion is just far too strong for me to deal with, and how's that? Alright, so I did play a few more games. One of them is the one in the background here, which are against slightly more competitive decks. This one's a PK Fire. I also played against Salads and Draco Monarchs. But most of the games went down pretty similarly, and I don't think they're too interesting to show, because, well, let's face it, we don't have any cards. Our plays are fairly weak. There wasn't realistically any chance we'd win unless our opponents bricked very hard, and we somehow had a good hand, which didn't happen. Simply did not happen, and I just want to talk a little bit about where I want to take this series, and yeah. So the thing about APCs is, even compared to other Shield series, we gain power very, very quickly. Because our boss monster, AVZ Dragon Buster, already comes with the structure deck, we don't have to do any like chase cards pulling in terms of trying to cap off the power of our boards. However, the consistency right now is very lackluster, so we do have to do something about that. And yeah. Anyway, in this week's episode, I played 5, is it 5? Yeah, 5 matches, and we went 0-5. I don't have the scoreboard page up, but from next episode onward, I will have an end screen, which will show the scores at the end of every episode. But yeah, next week we're going to get some, hopefully, pretty big upgrades, and I will see you guys then. Goodbye.